Hi, I'm Sarajo Frieden, and I'm this week's studio visit artist for I Like Your Work. I am based in Los Angeles, California, and I'm excited to share with you a little bit of my studio, my work, and my process. This space, the studio, is a converted garage, and I've done many things in here. I've had a concurrent work as an illustrator and designer, and for that work, a lot of that became digital over time as computers evolved, and I have now begun to incorporate that. Well, for the last so many years, I've incorporated a lot of that into helping figure out how I make work. I think it just influences me. I have a very layered process, and I like to work taking photographs of work in process, sometimes taking them into programs like Photoshop or Procreate on the iPad, and playing with envisioning, like, how does this work evolve? And I like to come up with actually a multiplicity of different ways to make work. That keeps work interesting to me. And part of, I think, what I'm trying to do is hybridize and bring in things that to me feel like they belong in this conversation. That's just like an ongoing conversation with color and form and elements that are all in the world, especially found in nature, in the garden, in Griffith Park, which is nearby, where I hike a lot. So this is like a printout of a drawing that started on Procreate probably, and then I bring it into Photoshop, and I just start drawing. Sometimes I'll do it where it's coming from something I've already started working on. I'll take a photo, iPhone photo with that, bring it into either Procreate or Photoshop, and just start drawing on it, just to kind of imagine, like, well, what else can happen? And then I keep these because sometimes I'll refer to them throughout, like, it might be the piece I'm working on, it might be a later piece. And in my process, the materials that I'm working with a lot, not necessarily exclusively, but I started working mostly with paper and various water-based paints. And now I'm working in a combination of paper, muslin, various kinds of acrylic paints, and flash. This would be, well, I have in my studio, like sort of around me, all these often piles of scraps and paintings that I'll take. They always serve as kind of inspiration in various sizes. If I need to get started, this is what helps me get started, gets going, and just start working on things. And this piece is a combination of paper and muslin that involves also embroidering, also kind of stuffing a little piece of muslin that's sewed on. We've moved into my living room, and this is a space I like to use for composing larger pieces, often gluing them together here, using the straight edge of the wood boards on the floor to give me a guide. Thank you for touring my studio with me for I Like Your Work. You can find more of my work at sarajofrieden.net and on Instagram at Sarajo Frieden. You can read a full interview with me about my work process at I Like Your Work podcast, Studio Visit Artist.